Hi, everyone. All right, I think we're live. Yes, we are live. Hope you are all doing well. Happy Wednesday. We are going to be going over Etsy Q&A. We have a really cool training coming up next week. I've just wrapped up some huge trend forecasting for 2026. We will be rolling that out in a really cool way to our students and some on YouTube as well. And really excited for that. If you have any questions about Etsy, of course, feel free to put it in the chat. Happy to kind of jump into your questions here. Hi, Yadira. Yadira is amazing. She's in our program. But any Etsy questions, feel free to jump in. And we have a really cool training coming up next week, which I'll share more about in a second. Hi, Courtney. Hi, guys. All right, let's jump into some of the questions. I'm actually going to go right into Slack. This is risky. Hey, Katrina. Katrina's in our program too. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, happy to jump in. But someone asked, what is your Etsy store? Oh, this is actually interesting. I actually changed the name of the store to Dylan Jahraus Merch. We recently had our students request some cool merch, and I think we're gonna go with some embroidered stuff. So we changed it to Dylan Jahraus Merch. It was Begonia Rose Co. And then I sold the brand and sold the brand to one of our students actually. And then they are running with all the product. And so I still have the Etsy shop. And so we will be putting some stuff in there for the students. Let's see here. Should you follow, this is great. Should you follow the new Etsy rules for shorter and clear titles while not adjusting hurt the traffic? Okay, I'm really glad to report back that we've actually done a lot of A/B testing on the new Etsy recommendation where they say consider having 15 words or less for your titles. And we've had people so graciously partake in this test, a full A/B test, and we tracked the stats listing by listing. And you guys, the new titles are tanking. So that means they're not working. The traffic is much lower than using all of your SEO real estate. So that is the update. As of today, October 15th, the traffic from Etsy's suggested titles, those listings traffic is significantly lower. So we stand by the initial statement of not recommending that you not mass update your listings. If you did, hopefully you downloaded the previous version. All right, great question. All right, let's answer some more questions. Let me see. These were people who just sent in what they need help with. It seems like visibility is a lot of what people are needing help with. Visibility, conversion rates, and picking products. All right, I'm gonna stop screen sharing and let's jump into any questions from people in the immediate. If you are in our program, you'll know we have coaching calls. I have one tomorrow, I believe. Oops, did we lose the connection? Okay, hopefully we're still connected. There's a coaching call tomorrow. We'd love to at. Okay. Here's a great question. Question regarding tags. Is it enough to be high score tags in order to rank higher on the first page? So curious what you mean by that, high score tags. If you are getting ideas for tags, if you're getting ideas for tags and if you're getting them from third-party software related to keywords or something for Etsy, just note that Etsy doesn't actually publish the traffic in per keyword in their API. So that data is all protected. So it is all an estimate. Okay. How does SEO visits work in Etsy? A good goal for visits is 20 visits per listing per day. All right, what other questions do we have? What other questions do we have? If not, feel free to link your shop, but I'm going to actually pull open a really cool training we have coming up. But if you have any specific questions for your shop, for your pricing, for competitor analysis, anything like that, I'm happy to help. Let's see here. Here is our next live training. Okay. So we have a training coming up on Monday, and it's all three products that sell on Etsy and the roadmap to your first $5,000. And we're going to be talking about 3 products, choosing your right customer, SEO, and really the path for your first $5,000. And we've actually done some really cool in preparation for this. We've done some really cool case studies inside the program where our actual students are contributing to this. So you can see what strategy in our program do you feel helped the most? 27 comments. Who's targeting profitable customers? Look at all these comments. Digital bundles. And yeah, we're doing some really cool case studies inside the platform. We even have a cool case study coming out that we'll be doing about people who've hit $1 million in revenue. So our $1 million case study, and we'll be kind of highlighting for our students what the path for that is. Okay. Let's answer the questions. Anyways, this is the training. I'm going to put the link in the chat here. And you can just click on this. It's only one day this time. So you click save my spot, and then it's Monday the 20th at 4 p.m. And you can put in your name, email, phone, and click register. And then we're really excited to see you there. All right, let's answer Heather's question with etSEO 2.0. If you don't know what etSEO is our software company that optimizes your Etsy listings. So I'll put the link in the chat if you're not familiar with etSEO, but we just launched the second version and had a launch party for it last night. At the launch party, we did a crazy 50% off thing. We currently have 20% off on the annual plans if you were not at the launch party. But etSEO 2.0, if you have a limited number to optimize, how do you choose the ones to start with? So you'll see with etSEO, it's currently a subscription option or an annual option. And let's say you're doing 5 listings per month. How do you know which listings to start with? A couple things. When you go into Etsy, and actually I'll show you how this legitimately works. We'll just log in. And etSEO 2.0 connects to your shop. So I just published some random listings in this shop, and you can see I've gone ahead and optimized some of them, and some of them I did not optimize. Okay, so let's say you only have 5 listings a month and you have 300 listings in your shop, but you can optimize 5 listings a month or 10 listings a month. It's very simple, by the way. You just click optimize and it does it for you. Pretty cool. I'll show you an example of one. See, you're about to optimize one listing. Click confirm to continue and see it's optimizing it for me. Now, if you're I don't know which one to do, let's go into your shop manager and kind of show you where to focus. The listings you would not want to do are the ones, this is my shop, by the way, are the listings you do not want to do are the ones that are performing well. So if something is selling really well for you, you don't want to change the SEO on it. Instead, I would think about listings that, I'm going to go to inactive. I would think about the listings that have been through one listing renewal cycle, okay, and have not sold. So one listing renewal cycle and have not sold, or any new listings that are maybe within the last 30 days you published them and the traffic is nothing. So those are some things I would focus on starting with. Things that are new in the last 30 days have no traffic, or things that have been through one full listing cycle and have not sold. Maybe it had traffic, but it didn't sell. And I would also, of course, include, Heather, anything that's seasonally relevant. Heather, I believe I'm trying to remember, I think you had a crazy ornament. Did you have a crazy ornament that really took off last year and the year before? Um, for example, yeah, I believe you do, like the book one, right? And it's crazy. I remember very specific things about everyone's shops, but I believe you had a really crazy ornament that took off. And what I would do is be creating a duplicate of that bestseller like ornament listing that you had. And then I would have new SEO, probably on 2 more versions of it, new thumbnail, new SEO, and that'd be seasonally relevant as well. If you purchase Etsy Plus, does the keyword research tool work? I guess, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the new stats where it shows you the, not everyone has this actually. There's a new version of stats that give you keywords. Not everyone has it. Some of you have it. But that would be data directly from Etsy. Yep. If someone is using tags from third-party software, the scores are based on competition versus searches. The searches are not accurate. That search volume is not accurate because Etsy is not transparent with search volume per keyword. So that is all an estimate based on third-party data providers. That is why if you look at estimated search volume for, let's say, cat t-shirt on one site, and you compare it to another keyword research tool, they will give you completely different numbers because they're using different third-party data providers. So I would never, ever go with tags from a third-party data provider. Okay, I would focus on specifically Etsy, specifically your listing, to create consistency with your SEO so that it's more powerful. Courtney, why is it in my Etsy when I select another color, the color of the t-shirt doesn't change in the mockup? So you have to link your photos to variations. I'll show you an example of that. So let's see what would have in here. I'll show you an example. No. Okay, here. So let's say this is a listing. You have many different variations and you want to change your photos for each variation. Okay, so do you see how there's this toggle that says link photos to this variation? I could turn that on and I could choose which photo I have linked. So for example, 26 by 38 inch framed. I'm going to choose that one. That is that. 26 by 38 inch unframed. All right, this is that example. 20 by 26 inch framed. That would be this example, and so forth. Okay, so that's how you link photos to variations. You can only link photos to one set of variations. Okay. Yes, yeah, okay. Yadira said Etsy is worth it. Heather said, yes, that's you, about the ornament listing. What types of digital items can you make and sell? Way of Allah. I mean, you can go 2 routes. I love breaking digital products up into 2 segments. Now, we have people who do over $40,000 per month in both of these segments. So I wouldn't say one is necessarily better than the other. It depends on your strengths strongly with digital products. The 2 segments, the 2 buckets of digital products are this. One is functional digital products. If you are not great with design, we need to be honest with ourselves, and I would go that route. The other bucket is, and by the way, that could be like spreadsheets, templates, checklists, that type of thing. If you are great with design, then there's this bucket of digital products that I call cute digital products. It just means that the design is what you're selling. So it could be, for example, stationery would be a cute digital product because no one's going to just buy paper from you. They're buying the design. Or let's see, a birthday banner. That is a cute digital product. They're paying for the design. A PNG, SVG, bundles, digital wall art. It is the design. So you really have to have a good eye if you're going to go that route. Okay, so let's look at this shop. One cute design. We'll pull that up. And then let's answer this question below. I'm a freelancer. Cute design. I'm a freelancer working with an Etsy seller. She's been on Etsy for 10 years, but 89 sales. I'm just getting to know her. How or what might really cause it? Well, it sounds like a negative shop quality score. We actually have a cool, on etSEO, I'll give you this. We have a cool shop quality score quiz, Etsy shop quiz. I'll put the link in the chat if you want to take this on behalf of your client. And it will kind of fill you in on what might be causing that. But most likely 89 sales in 8 years. It's a very long time. Oh my gosh. Reland, so nice. If Dylan created it or a part of something, trust it's gold. LOL. She's a mastermind in motion, driven, strategic, and always a step ahead. So kind. She's in our program. So kind. So let's look at that shop. One cute design. Okay. By the way, tomorrow, you guys, I'll be speaking with Printify on their channel. Printify invited me to speak and give a training, and I'll be talking about some trends. I'll be talking about SEO. So totally go and follow Printify on YouTube if you are not. I'd love to have our crew over there. Oops. Let's see here. I think we are lost. Hang on a second. Okay. Okay. So, hopefully you can see this. All right, so this person put their shop in. So if you are in our program, by the way, you can always submit your shop to my coaching calls. And I have one tomorrow. Yeah, you just click on this and you can submit your questions right here. So I do 2 coaching calls a week where I will pull your shop open, show you what to fix. Biggest issue here for sure, hands down, is our photography. If you are doing embroidery, there's a specific type of photography. We actually give you 18 types of listing photos for a high conversion rate, but we cannot be picturing embroidered items in this way where it's so, it's kind of dim and it's not focused on the product. Sorry if my connection keeps going out. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can hear me, but we need to definitely focus a lot more on the embroidery. We're more focused, honestly, here on the neckline than we are on the embroidered element. So a lot needs to get updated there. And then, yeah, there's just with the white on white is not something I would recommend. Okay, so a lot done here as far as photography. My computer is kind of freezing. So, gosh, sorry guys. Right. Yeah. And we're testing the same thing over and over, same mockups, which we don't want to do. We want to be testing different mockups all the time. Okay. And then let's see, this person started making and selling leather journals. They didn't have any likes, they run ads. We don't want to run ads on something that doesn't have proof of concept. So we need to turn those off. Have you asked your ideal customer why they're not buying or if they like the product? I'm not seeing your shop. Okay, I'm not seeing your shop there. Handicrafts, maybe it's. Yeah, I'm not seeing your shop here. Okay. Does the order of your tags have any relation to SEO? No. You started posting print on demand yesterday. The account is 4 years old. Will that hurt your performance, Chase? It could. Yeah, it's going to be harder than starting a new shop. However, if your listings aren't optimized, it doesn't matter either way. So it's, if your listings aren't optimized, it doesn't matter if you are using an old shop that's 4 years old or if you are using a new shop, they likely still won't get traffic or sales. So now, if you are going in guns blazing, firing on all cylinders with 100% optimized listings, then okay, it has a chance of selling. Might as well start in the new shop because you get that natural boost from Etsy. Okay. Okay. And Etsy put your shop on vacation mode. How long does it normally take for them to get back to you? Usually we're talking days. Yeah, usually days. Okay, these are great questions. So I would love to personally invite you if you are here and you're thinking, gosh, I really need to whip my shop into shape before holiday. This is the time to do it. It's October 15th, you guys. October 15th. If you're not making updates to your listings in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and really it takes 3 to 4 weeks to see changes in your stats, I would ask, like, what are you doing? Why are we sitting on the sidelines this Q4? So this is your chance. This is your chance to really make things happen this year. I would love to invite you to my 3 products that sell on Etsy. You could get these. You could literally, no matter what category you sell in, you can get all 3 into your shop this next week. If you come to this training, I will teach you what these are, how to put them into your shop, and talk about really that roadmap to your first 5,000. So this is great. If you already have made over 5,000, you should definitely still come because this will just create momentum and speed up your order velocity. So this is going to be a really great training. Definitely come. You just click save my spot and then the time is already there. So I'll put it in the chat. I would love to have you there. Yeah. And Globe and Grow, you're reopening your shop. 2023, you only sold $10,000. 2024, only $3,000. On that trajectory, this year, you'd probably do 30% of that, so $1,000. If that's your year-over-year trajectory, you're on track to hit 1,000, which is not ideal. So definitely come to the training. The training is in the chat. Yeah, definitely come to the training. If anyone is not satisfied, or you feel like you don't have a plan for your shop right now, come to the training. We'll walk you through some clear steps you can take. All right, guys, I will see you there on Monday. And if you need anything, just reach out to us. We just did a really cool update to the website. So you can see the training is actually linked up here. And you can see some of our cool behind the scenes videos are on the homepage now. And you can always access us here. You see it says access top Etsy experts. You can always click on that and we can, and we're here to help. So, all right, everyone, I hope to see you on Monday at the class.